Hey, this is Garrett from the Music Zoo. I'm here with Marc Seal from Taylor Guitars at NAMM in 2017, and we're going to talk about what's new for Taylor.
That's right. That's kind of what we do every year at this time, and we like to show off all of our new products. The cool thing about this year, we have three things that we're really going to focus on today. And everything we're doing now is kind of a culmination of what we've done over the last 3 years. As you know, Andy Powers and the design team kind of went through and redesigned all of our lines, basically every series of guitars that we make. And the result was we now have the capabilities to do some things that we've wanted to do for some time. So this year it's really all about creating new guitar players, because we really firmly believe that with more guitar players in the world, it's a better place. And so with that in mind, we start with the Academy series guitars, which I'm holding here. And what the Academy series guitar is, it's basically everything a new student would need in a guitar without all the things they don't. We wanted to make the playing experience really gratifying so that somebody that's new to the instrument is more likely to succeed. You know, typically when you pick up a guitar the first time, it's challenging and it can be very frustrating. And if you couple that with a guitar that doesn't play well, doesn't sound good, doesn't stay in tune, the odds of staying with it are typically not as good. So Andy and the design team, they put together these guitars here, and what they did, some of the features that really make the guitar more playable, we did a shorter string length or a shorter scale length on the instrument, which makes the strings a little more flexible. Yeah. We also did a lower string height, also known as the action. And again, pressing the chords down, it makes it a lot easier. We did a less wide nut width up here, 1/11/16 as opposed to our normal 1 3/4. So basically all the strings are a little bit closer together, it makes them play a little bit easier. And I think the most astonishing feat we were able to accomplish is this here armrest.
That is pretty amazing to have that on a guitar like this.
Yeah, typically our armrests are reserved for our more premier guitars. And the reason is because it's very labor intensive. It's very, very challenging to create because we have binding and all these things we have to work around after the guitar is built. But in designing these guitars, we knew we were using one set of wood combinations and we weren't doing any binding. So we were actually able to automate this process, taking out the labor intensive part of it, I should say. Easier for me to say, right? And it just made the whole thing a lot easier, and then it brought it in, of course, at a very cost-effective point. Right. So the idea behind it, when they looked at it, they said, look, what does a new guitar player need? They need a guitar that's got playability, so it plays well, it's easy. Right. Something that was durable. This guitar is easy to maintain, it's durable, it doesn't require a lot. And also, from a financial, you want something that's reasonably priced, right? You want to come in at entry-level pricing. So our Academy Series guitars start US $500, which is amazing. And part of what we're trying to do there is we're trying to look at somebody that's coming in to wanting to play guitar, give them the best possibility of excelling with that or succeeding with it. And we're even looking at people that might come in and look at a $200 or $300 or $400 guitar, say, look, spend another couple $100, you're getting a guitar that will last you forever and will also play great and give you much, exponentially more out of the instrument for not that much more in the price tag. And so one of the cool things we did is we decided, well, there's more than one type of player that's learning the guitar, so we basically came up with 3 versions of it. We came up with this one that I'm holding here. This is called an A10E, and the E means it has electronics. So whenever you hear E at the end of one of our names of our guitars, it's the electronics, exactly. So we make it without it. We have an A10, and then we have an A10E with electronics. And this is more singer-songwriter strumming. You're just going to rock out and do what you would normally do on a guitar.
Traditional dreadnought body shape.
Exactly. It's a little bit shallow, a little bit smaller, but yeah, same. It's a full-size guitar. And then we also have what we call an A12. And as you know, our 12s are our grand concerts, which is our smallest full-size guitar. So it's a little bit shallower, a little bit smaller guitar, and that's more, maybe you're going to get into fingerstyle playing and that type of thing. Might be a better approach to start there.
For folk style playing, things like that.
Exactly, yeah, maybe lighter touch even, and great for kids. The other guitar is the A12N, which is our nylon string version of the Grand Concert, but we kind of threw a twist in there. We made that a 12th fret as well. So when we talk about a 12th fret, we're talking about where the neck joins the body. So on the A12 nylon, here we have on the Dreadnought, we're at the 14th fret, the regular A12, the 14th fret. On the nylon, we move the whole neck up 2 frets, which brings your left hand a little bit closer to you, makes the guitar a little bit easier. So arguably probably the easiest guitar you could learn on. The nylon strings are easy on the fingers, the action's low, the strings are a little bit shorter, the shorter scale length neck, and that armrest, all these guitars, it makes it really a great combination to really succeed as a new player.
Cool. And these all have the NT neck joint that Taylor's known for, so it's got
exactly. Yeah, that's one of our great features. The neck design is incredible because should you ever need an adjustment, it's very easy to adjust, as you know. So really, it's a full Taylor guitar with basically everything you need to be successful as a starter, but not all the bling and all the things you don't need.
Right. Also designed to last a lifetime.
Exactly.
Cool.
As always. So what I'm holding here is our new GS Mini bass. And this is really kind of designed on the heels of our wildly successful GS Mini series guitars. Right. They're the more portable guitars that play and sound great. They have kind of a full-size sound in a smaller package. So here there was some real neat things that we wanted to do. First off, we wanted to include bass players because they're often forgotten, right?
Of course.
You think about it, if you're at a campfire, how many guys are playing bass?
Right.
The fact that basses are bigger, heavier, or need amplification make it challenging to get them around. If you're backstage, you want to do a vocal rehearsal. There's always a guitar player and there's always a half a dozen singers, but there's, again, the bass players over there rocking air bass, on a tour bus if you want to do some rehearsals, things like that. Even just on a couch, you can't sit and practice bass on a couch. So with all those things in mind, we wanted to include bass players, but also we wanted to include guitar players that maybe don't play bass, but they're writing their own songs and they want to record demos, or even the brand new student that wants to pick up a bass for the first time. So all of those things, kind of in line with our Academy series, was really the catalyst for creating this instrument. But the instrument posed a lot of unique challenges. The first was coming up with the right string. That was probably the number one challenge, and that you have to have a string on such a short scale instrument. It's got to be the right weight of the string, the right materials, so that it can resonate the notes clearly.
To get the right tension.
To get the right tension, exactly. As well as pitching of notes even has something to do with the way the string vibrates longwise as well as vibrating horizontally.
So keeping the intonation accurate.
Exactly, getting good big full sounds. The other issue with traditional bridges is that you have a very steep break angle where the string comes across the top. And with a bigger bass string, it's hard to bend it that way. And when you do, you lose some of the sonic qualities of a good bass string. So the first challenge we solved by Andy going with Diodario strings.
Oh, okay.
And what they did was they went in and they designed a nylon core string with a bronze wrap and the EXP coating on it. So it kept the string pretty light, flexible, but also has the brass, the tone to it. And then
very interesting.
It is. It's really cool. I guess they went through a variety of different strings to make that happen.
Right.
The other thing that was really cool, and this is patented, is this new dual pronged bridge pin. Again, challenging to say. But what the thing that's really neat about it is we patented it because it's really brilliant in Andy's design. We had to create a way for the string to come over the top of the saddle at a lesser angle. So what happens, you push the string in, the bridge pin pushes the string more to the back of the guitar, okay? And then the coolest part about it is as you tighten the string, there's a little groove in the back of the prongs. As you tighten the string, it kind of puts the prongs apart, locks it in place.
Ball end in place.
Exactly. So you just put a string straight in there, put the pin on it, start tightening it up, and it locks itself to the exact tension needed. And when you go to change strings, it's quite easy to loosen them and pull the strings
Pop
out.
the bridge pin out.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's really cool. So again, you can see the angle here. The angle of the string comes at a little bit lesser angle there. So that's solved. So the strings and the bridge. The other thing was solving for having bigger posts on our tuning pegs, but not having obnoxious big tuning windings. Right, exactly. So we were able to create the bigger post with one of our tuner manufacturers and was able to get these smaller ones so the guitar's balanced. It's not real top heavy.
Penstock heavy.
Exactly. It doesn't have a big obnoxious looking bridge. But then the coolest part about it is it sounds and plays incredible. Listen how loud that is just sitting here in a room full of people, and you can hear everything very clearly. It comes with our ESB, which is our expression system, the bass version of it, with also a tuner built in. So this thing's ready to gig live, it's ready for the couch, it's ready for the rehearsals, it's ready for recording. It kind of does everything.
So what do you got here, Mark?
What I'm holding on to here is our new 800 Series Deluxe. And the 800 Series Deluxe basically came from, we wanted to take some of the playability and comfort features of our 900 series, and we wanted to add them to our 800 series, so we have something kind of in the middle. Maybe not as ornate as our 900 series, but at a price point where you still get some of those more advanced features. Cool. And so some of the things we did three primary adjustments to make the guitar play better. The first is we put this radiused armrest in. You can see that, it's a rosewood armrest, and it's just a little bit more rounded than our beveled armrest, which you see on the presentation series guitars, the 900 series. So you just get this comfort of your arm coming across the top of the guitar. And it's not only comfortable, but it's functional as well, in that it keeps your arm off the top of the guitar, so you're not really dampening the top at all.
Allows it to vibrate fully.
Yeah, exactly.
Resonate.
Yeah, you're not going to mute out the top at all. The other cool thing about it is that when it's more comfortable, it's just a fact. When it sounds good and it's comfortable, you play better. And so right out of the gate, you're going to play better. And you play more, that's right. The other thing that we did is to kind of turbocharge it a little bit, we put Adirondack spruce bracing
Ah, nice.
Right? So when you dig in, you kind of get a little more volume, a little more power.
Right.
And that's kind of a nice feature, especially on this particular guitar, which is our 812 CE 12 fret. There's 3 models that we have. We have this one, the 812 CE 12 fret, which is kind of the unsung hero often. And when I'm out doing road shows, this guitar often becomes the favorite of a lot of people for the comfort and the sound. But we also have what we call an 810E Deluxe, which is our dreadnought, right, with no cutaway.
Yeah.
So it's a little more traditional, and again, the power of the Adirondack. And then we have, of course, our 814 CE, which is kind of the flagship of the Deluxe series. The other feature we have that we don't have on the 12, because we have the slotted peg head here, but we have on the 814 and the dreadnought, is we've added Goto 510 tuners.
Oh, very nice.
You know what those are?
Yes.
Yeah. So 510 tuners, basically, for those that don't know, they give you a 21-to-1 gear ratio for tuning, as opposed to an 18-to-1 gear ratio. 18-to-1 is sufficient, and it's great, actually. We use it on most all of our guitars. But if you want that extra comfort and just that little more detail, the Gotos are kind of top of the line on that. And so you get a little more accurate tuning, a little more power with the Adirondack spruce. You have the armrest for comfort, and effectively you're setting up just to have a guitar that not only plays great, but also looks and sounds great.
Cool, sounds good. It must be a really nice touch on the dreadnought size, having that
It
that
is.
arm bevel for sure.
Yeah, and without the cutaway, that traditional thing, just to kind of dig in and bang out some G, C, and D chords, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Get some
it
extra
sounds fantastic.
volume from not having your arm on the top.
Exactly.
That's cool. Cool stuff.
So that's kind of what's new. We also did a little bit of revamp on our 100 series,
Right, I
where
saw
we have
that's
walnut.
wild.
Yeah, we saw that in the 200 series. I believe we have Koa now on
Right.
some of those, so that's kind of cool.
Right. Cool. It all sounds good. You guys are doing some really great stuff this year.
Awesome. Well, good luck this year, and thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was nice to see you again.
Good to
for
see you
sure.
as well.
So this is all going to be coming to the Music Zoo this year. We'll probably have it within the next couple of months. And feel free to go to musiczoo.com to check all this stuff out, or give us a call at the store.